So, I've been recording people recently. I didn't know how to do that until recently, actually. I was lucky the other night I was able to get this phone working. Apparently, if I don't tell people they're being recorded, it's not allowed in court. But that's not the reason I do it. The reason that I do it is to show the truth. People are a lot more honest when they don't know they're being recorded. I posted up here on YouTube so that people can see that I'm telling the truth, that I've been telling the truth all along. What these animals did to Natalie Bollinger is not acceptable. What they did to me is not acceptable. There's a lot of things I'm trying to change, and we need to change this as far as the law goes. Like how homeless people don't get an honest chance, how poor people don't get an honest chance. How if somebody doesn't go in with you, they can turn off their body cams and do whatever they want. Say whatever they want. Lie and cheat and slander. This is standard police procedure, and it's barbaric. This pain compliance thing is barbaric. It's not acceptable. Police in multiple jurisdictions and counties had a chance to do their jobs, and they didn't want to. As a result of that, after Natalie was killed, they went out of their way to do everything they could not to take a report, not to investigate themselves, to make sure I couldn't produce evidence, to make sure I couldn't show evidence. They took advantage of my technical inabilities, but I've been building them up a little bit at a time. When I said I needed somebody there in person, there's stuff I needed in specific. I needed people to show me how to do these things so that I'd know how. When I was at Lana's, there was a lot of stuff that Lana and Amanda didn't know how to do, so I had to learn how to do those things myself. They said I wasn't helping myself, I wasn't trying. There was a lot of situations that made it so that I was really just stuck there listening to Lana complain all the time about how everybody's a child and a bunch of crap about this earthquake guy named Dutch. I remember one time I was talking about the earthquakes up there at Yellowstone, and she started screaming at me, screaming at me about how if there's stuff that I know better than her, that she listens to me. So she needs me to shut up and listen to her about these earthquakes. I'd already been listening to her talk about them for 2 weeks straight. Same guy. Thank you, sir. If Rose was to come forward and help to change these laws, to help me go after these officers, to see to it that things that happen to me don't happen to others, we could change the laws in Colorado at least. We could change the laws so that actual predators can be pursued across jurisdictional borders, but also so that officers cannot use those same jurisdictions to do the terrible things they did to me. What's happened to me in the last 2 years isn't new to me. That same system that Natalie had to deal with in their minefield, and Shelley in that minefield. The fact is, what Shelley did was illegal and immoral. What Danica did was illegal and immoral. Rhodes can help change these laws. I finally found a place. It's called Live, L-I-V. See if I have a piece of paper in my pocket. When I was saying that I needed an advocate, and people kept on saying, well, I'll be your advocate. No, not if you're just arguing on Facebook, stupid. That's just being stupid. I didn't need people to argue on Facebook. I needed help in court. I needed help protecting myself from the Boulder Police Department, from people's bias, from their bad assumptions. Live, that's what it's called. L-I-V. advocacy. Read that. We will be your voice in a system that doesn't always make it easy to be heard. They went out of their way to make it impossible to be heard. Nobody should have to endure the things that I endured. How did they expect me to react? I was trying to tell them what was going on. They weren't interested in what was going on. They were interested in throwing me down for a mental health hold so they could suppress evidence. They just assumed that I was the one that had killed Natalie. When they found the guy who did it, these officers now had to work together with other officers to cover up their wrongdoing. Same thing with the hospital staff. It's a bigger picture here. By compartmentalizing it, they get to frame me. By compartmentalizing it, but allowing these other people to bring in stuff from all over the place, they got to frame me. By preventing me from going to the civil courts, they prevented me from showing evidence of what was going on in those groups with the Bollingers and with the police. Because civil court was the only place that would be allowed. So they did everything in their power to prevent me from going. I need an honest day in court. I need these warrants to stop so that I have a chance, an honest chance. I have a limited amount of time for a lot of the evidence that hasn't been destroyed already. If I go to Colorado, I will get arrested, and they'll keep me locked up long enough for that evidence to disappear. That's not okay. That is absolutely not okay. When I said I needed an advocate, I meant it. Rose, you can help fight this system with me. You can make it so that people don't have to go through what your daughter did. A system that doesn't help is not a system that we, the taxpayers, should be paying for. I don't pay taxes now, and I absolutely refuse to. I don't have anything to give them. All I have is my voice. When I left Ken and Leah's house on December 26th of 2017, I told Ken I was leaving and I'd be back when I found my voice. Now that it's all I've got, well, that's the tool I'm going to use.